Today's guest is Paul Garcia. He is the owner of Greenline Insurance. He is on track this year to make over $6 million in premiums.
A lot of the problems people starting out have is they have trouble letting go of things. They think that they're going to be the best at doing each task, but you'll never be able to scale if you keep that mindset.
I feel like there's a lot of business owners that are missing that. When it comes to really scaling a business, we forget how important it is to set the foundation right before you start taking off, right?
100%.
If you don't have a clear vision of how you want to organize your company, then you can't scale aggressively. So having that vision to set it up front before you start scaling, I think is crucial to have really explosive growth in business.
And this was probably 2015. I had a really good friend. He was another farmer's agent, and he told me at the time he was writing 100 home policies a month. And I thought to myself, man, he's full of it. Like, there's no way he's doing that. How is he doing that?
Yeah.
And at the time, I thought we were really good. We were around like 30 to 35.
Yeah.
Fast forward today, I think last month we did maybe 275.
275?
275.
You're full of it, Paul.
Right? Exactly. Exactly.
How did you go from being in farmers to now you're paying $140,000 a month in payroll? So how does it feel now looking back at that, man? Today's guest is Paul Garcia. He's the owner of Greenline Insurance. Today, Paul shared how he is on track to make over $6 million in insurance premiums. Paul Garcia has 22 people on payroll, more importantly, on W-2s, not 1099s, actual employees in his organization. He went from being a farmer's agent to now paying over $140,000 a month in payroll for his employees. He shared how he uses delegations, systems and processes, and everything that's helped him to scale his business. More importantly, Paul Garcia focuses on relationships in his business, specifically with a lot of mortgage lenders. He has gotten a chance to build the relationships with some of the biggest mortgage brokers here in Houston, Texas, and he's been able to capitalize on that by offering specialized service to those mortgage brokers. He talks about having a team of 6 agents that are completely dedicated to offering quotes to these mortgage brokers. And he also broke down the structure of his business. Lastly, if you are an insurance agent that's struggling with your business, Paul Garcia speaks about how he has helped out a ton of insurance agents that are in that same scenario. Paul Garcia is actually a client of Vancom, and he speaks wonderfully about it. So I'm really excited for everyone watching this to get a ton of value, understand how someone can scale a business that's making over $6 million in premiums. And as always open to hearing any feedback. If you know anyone that you think might be a great person to have on this podcast, please let me know. I'd love to reach out to them. Thank you, and thank you for watching. Welcome to Pick Up the Phone podcast. I'm your host, Josue Llanas. I help business owners scale their business with people, software, and artificial intelligence. Today's guest is Paul Garcia. He is the owner of Greenline Insurance.
Yes,
He is on track this year to make over $6 million in premiums. He has 22 people on W-2, and he's been able to buy his time back, scale his business. He's got the right people in the right seats. So that's a hell of an introduction there, Paul.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Sway. I'm really excited to be here. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I appreciate you guys, what you do. You know, that's how we got connected.
Right.
We really made a good partnership there. I was able to utilize Vancom and things like that. And we'll get into that.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Cool. Well, I think, just from just talking to you a little bit briefly right now, right before the start of this podcast, I've gotten to know a little bit more about your business, and I'm just shocked and very impressed, bro. And I'd love to just dive real deep into everything.
Absolutely.
But bro, before we get started into the big picture, let's start with the nitty gritty. How did you get started, bro?
Well, so it's a long story. I'll try to get quick to the basic points, right? So my dad started in insurance in probably 1980s, 1985, 1986, something like that. He came to the States, started working for my uncle, worked for my uncle for maybe 20 years.
20 years.
Didn't get out of that until maybe 2005. You
Yeah.
know, he was really good to him. And then my dad just finally said, hey, I want to do this on my own. He went out, he started a farmer's agency. And that was from 2005 to 2017 or so. I started working with him in 2010. My job was I came in and got a bunch of outside contracts, right? Farmers used to be where you have to sell farmers insurance. Obviously, you're captive agent.
Yeah.
You can't sell anything else unless it was a certain threshold outside of what their appetite was, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Right.
But it was only farmers insurance that
Correct.
you could do
Yeah.
at the time.
Yeah,
Got
so
it.
it was a captive. So you drive down the street, you see Allstate agents, you see farmers, you see State Farm. It's a franchise essentially.
Yeah.
You are your own business owner, but you're at the mercy of a corporate company telling you what to do, what you can do, what you can't do.
Got it. So that was 2010 through 2017?
Yes, sir.
2017?
Yeah.
Nice. And so you were working for your dad, and at some point you were like, you know what, I think maybe it's time for me to branch out.
So actually, no. So my dad is still with us.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, he's there. He's on the payroll.
Yeah.
You know, we give him things to do.
Yeah.
You know, he likes to say he's retired. We give him things to do. He keeps busy.
Yeah.
But
So how did you go from being in farmers to now, you know, you're paying $140,000 a month in payroll?
Yeah.
How did that happen?
So how let's go back a little bit.
Yeah.
So I met my wife in I probably met her in 2012.
Yeah.
We didn't really connect until 2015 again. She was actually a farmer's agent as well. So we met in the industry. And her niche was commercial. Mine was residential. We kind of juggled a lot of business back and forth. I like to credit myself for being, I would say, good at building relationships and things like that.
Yeah.
And her as well. But what I can tell you about her that really helped us take off was her being able to put the processes in place. My brain just didn't work like that about figuring out what we need to do to scale. I was just like, okay, let's just sell, and we'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
But she wanted to, you know, put this in writing. And to this day, she's continually adding little squares to our diagram of where people need to be in place. And each time we need to create a position within the company.
Wow.
Yeah.
I love that. So she's responsible for creating the organizational chart and then creating the processes.
Correct.
The roles and responsibilities. Wow.
All the processes in place we have are because of her.
Yeah.
And so her niche is commercial. She still works in the business, and she oversees all that, but she sees a lot of the day-to-day operations, the HR, things like that.
Yeah.
She's just, you know, really good about dealing with staff. And
I love that, man. Yes. Sounds like she's the operational genius here.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's amazing.
I'm just a pretty face.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Well, I'll definitely have to have her on the podcast left. I'm sure people would love to hear about how she does the things that she does, right? Because
Absolutely.
I feel like there's a lot of business owners that are missing that, right? And I think when it comes to really scaling a business, you know, we forget how important it is to set the foundation right before you start taking off, right?
100%.
If you don't have a clear vision of how you want to organize your company, then you can't scale aggressively, right? You can't say, okay, as I scale, I'm going to need to put this person in place to manage this section of the business and to do this and that and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
So having that vision to set it up front before you start scaling, I think is crucial
Very crucial.
to have really explosive growth in business.
A lot of the problems people starting out have is they have trouble letting go of things. They think that they're going to be the best at doing each task.
Yeah.
And yes, they are. They're going to care more than everybody, but you'll never be able to scale if you keep that mindset, right? Hey, nobody's going to quote this better than me. I know all this and that. Okay, but you can only handle so many quotes throughout the day.
Right.
You need to be able to find somebody, teach them as much as you can, and even if they're 60-70% of what you know you can do, and let's be real, we all think we're the best, but there's somebody who's just as good as us, right? And so we just need to build that team and be able to facilitate, you know, delegate things out. And this way we can scale.
Right. Very true, bro. So you met your wife,
Mhm.
right? So back to the story.
Yeah.
You met your wife. You're in farmers. She's in
Yep.
farmers. What happened?
2 kids.
Two kids.
2 kids is what happened.
Yeah.
So we had 2 offices.
Yeah.
Our office was on 59 South and Beltway 8.
Mm-hmm.
Her office was on 45. It was Clear Lake, right by on Saturn, right next to NASA.
Okay.
So I would head to work. I would drive left down Beltway. She would drive right down Beltway.
Mm-hmm.
We sat down, had a long conversation, and said, "Why do we have 2 offices? Essentially, we're doing the same thing."
Mm-hmm.
We had
Were you guys
2
dating?
staff.
Were you guys dating at the time already, or?
So yeah, I mean, we had 2 kids at the time. Yeah, we had
Okay.
already had 2 kids, and we still were running 2 separate businesses.
Oh, really?
Yes,
Really? Okay.
2 separate businesses in the exact same industry.
Interesting. So you guys really kind of postponed, like,
Yeah,
bidding
course.
the business in together for
Yeah,
as long
it's
as
tough.
possible.
I mean, she built her business, so for her to, merge with us, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
Your baby is it's going into somebody else's hands who has a say, right? And it's the same
Right.
thing for us.
Yeah.
But it was the best decision we ever made by
I
far.
agree. Yeah, I agree. That's incredible. So this was how old were your kids? I'm curious. How old were your kids when you guys
So
decided to?
my son was probably born. It was like a day or 2 days, because I can't remember the exact date we merged and opened the office and
Right,
everything.
right.
But my daughter was born in 2017. My son was born in 2019. So you know what? Let's go back. It was actually only my daughter was born,
Mm-hmm.
and then we decided to merge. My son hadn't been born yet.
He hasn't been born
He
yet.
hadn't been born.
Okay,
He was born
got
in
it.
2019. So this was around 2017, 2018.
Got it. So you have a child, and now you have. I mean, I would say that your business is even like another child that you
Correct.
have, right? So now, hey, I'm gonna give this child to this person, but hey, you guys already have an
Right.
actual human being together, so
Yeah.
it makes sense now at that point,
Yeah,
right?
and it was 2. Like I said, she was running her own business, and I
Yeah.
was running another business.
Yeah.
So it was completely separate.
Right. And you had your dad as a partner in your
Correct.
business. Did she have anyone?
Nope.
No,
No,
she
it
was
just
the
her.
sole
So she didn't have to ask anybody to call any
Right.
shots. Where now it's like, well, I want to do it this way, and you want to do it that way. And
Right.
at the beginning, of course, it's very tough. But I could tell you, when you do find that median, and she has what she's in charge of, and I have what I'm in charge of, it's a beautiful mesh to be able to work with your significant other.
That's
because
beautiful.
who else is going to push you harder, right?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we want the most money to bring home to our house
Right.
and our family, and feed our team,
Yeah.
and help grow a team. Like you said, build an economy within
Yeah.
your team, right?
Right.
You have all these people depending on you.
Right. Yeah.
So
That's incredible, man. That's incredible. And and by the way, I love watching your stories on Instagram. For anyone that doesn't follow Paul, please go follow Paul. What's your Instagram handle, Paul?
Paul _ Greenline, honestly, something like that. I'll have to double check.
We'll put it in
yeah.
the bio and everything.
Yeah,
in
I'm
these
really bad
videos.
about that. So
Yeah.
a lot of stuff I just posted. I was never good on social media.
Yeah.
I almost feel like I have to. And honestly, if you do follow me more than anything, it's probably gonna be my kid stuff.
Yeah, it's gonna be your son just
Yeah.
like swinging bats at 6 in the morning. I
Exactly.
love watching his little boy just
Exactly.
boom swing swing early in the morning.
Exactly.
But I think it's a testament to how important real relationships are in business, right? A lot of people sometimes think that, oh, social media, but hey,
Correct.
you've created an entire economy just with you and your wife, based on real relationships.
Correct.
Right? 6 million in premiums this year is no joke, right? That's a lot of money coming in. I think it goes to show how important I think it goes to show how good you are at building relationships in person, right?
Correct.
And so, social media is not only everything. It's a great tool, but there's no denying the power of real relationships in business. So.
I think, like we were saying at the beginning, for us, it was more of a presence, right? Just to, you want to be able to search online and actually find somebody.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, our relationship-based business, right?
Yeah.
It is a relationship-based business. What we do is we cater to loan officers. That's where the majority of our business comes. We've built a team just to cater to them, and we know how they work. I've been in it for 15 years. My wife has been in it for 17, 18 years. And we know when it comes to mortgages, we know what they need, what they don't need.
Yeah.
And our job is to make their life easy.
Right. I love that, man. let's talk real quick. What did your business look like before you started with your wife, and then afterwards? Like, what kind of premiums were you bringing
Great
in?
question.
And then obviously right now we know
Yes.
what you're on track for this year, but how
Great
did it look
question.
before? And
So I always tell this funny story. It reminds me of, and this was probably 2015. I had a really good friend. He was another farmer's agent, and he told me at the time he was writing 100 home policies a month.
yeah,
And I thought to myself, man, he's full of it. Like, there's no way he's doing that. How is he doing that?
yeah,
It was him and maybe 3 people.
yeah,
And at the time, I thought, we were really good. We were around like 30 to 35.
yeah.
And so I said, how is he doing that? He's full of it. He's just talking. But fast forward today, I think last month we did maybe 275.
275.
275.
You're
home
full of it, Paul.
Right? Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So how does it feel now looking back at that, man?
Unbelievable. I got to remember every day to be thankful for where we are.
Yeah.
A lot of times you get so caught up in the chase and what's next that you don't sit back and realize you have a lot of the things that you wanted to have already.
Right.
Right. So,
I mean, you're driving a McLaren, bright green McLaren. So
I mean, you gotta live life, right?
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's something I literally printed it, put it on my little cork board I had at my office.
yeah,
Probably in 2020 after I saw the car.
yeah,
And I probably looked at it 3,000 times. I was never ready to buy it
Yeah.
until I was.
yeah,
But it was something I knew I wanted. So,
yeah. That's awesome, man. Yeah, it's a beautiful car, and I think I think things like this it's more a proof of the amount of value that you've given other people, right?
Right.
Because no one can purchase such an expensive thing, without first being able to offer so much value. And in your case, I mean, how much value you're giving? 275 families that you helped out just
Correct.
this past month. So,
Yeah.
I mean, that's a tremendous amount of value that you're providing to 275 families, right?
Exactly.
And so I think whenever you have nice things, it's a proof of how much value you've given people.
Right.
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 So that's how I measure it in terms of success. Right.
Yeah. At the end of the day, the way I look at it is, so we're a service-based business, right?
Right.
So at the end of the day, my first partner and my first customer is not the actual insured. It's actually the loan officer, right?
Mhm.
Because if they're referring us and we mess up, then that makes them look bad.
Yeah.
And then the customer is going to be upset for them referring us, right?
Mhm.
So their business is a little different than ours because our business is we're going to continue dealing with the same customer
Mhm.
for year 2, year 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Our business is to keep them happy. It doesn't matter if they're with company A, B, C, D. We just want to keep them with Greenline, right?
Right.
And make sure that they have the right coverage because at the end of the day, if their house burns down, they're not calling the lender, they're not calling the realtor, they're calling us.
Right,
And we want to make sure
right.
they have adequate coverage
Right.
and things like that.
Yeah. So I mean that goes into I think that goes into a great segue here. I think this is something that I really want to talk about because I see that most of your business is done with mortgage lenders, right?
Correct.
So how did you get into that? I mean, that's such a certain niche, and I think you're probably one of the best when it comes to actually dealing with mortgage lenders, right?
Right.
So 2 questions. How did you get into it? And I would say you're one of the best out there. So how did you become so good at it now?
Trial and error,
Yeah.
right? So we started out kind of knowing what we were doing, right?
Yeah.
A lot of times we do things differently, right? Without laying the whole table out for you, we do things a little bit differently.
Mhm.
What we do promise is we promise quotes within 2 hours and binders within 30 minutes, right? So if you are a lender, you know how fast, you know what that means, right?
Yeah.
So you're in a time crunch, you're trying to get your CTC, you're trying to get your clear to close, or last minute, the underwriter took away some income and now you have a debt to income ratio. You need an insurance policy at $200 a month. The one the customer picked was $3,000. You need to be at $2,400. Okay, we can raise the deductible, figure that out with the customer
Mhm.
and go from there, right? We have options, right? We're not
Right.
just one company. You're not calling Allstate and trying to get, figure out all the bells and whistles removed and things like that. We want to find the best policy for the best customer. And again, it's all about speed with them because we know time is of the essence when they're trying to close.
Yeah. So you mentioned what's the time on the quotes and the time on the binders?
So 2 hours on quotes and 30 minutes on binders.
Yeah.
Right. That's
So
what
this
we like
is
to.
this sounds ridiculously fast. So obviously there's some internal processes. Can we talk about those
Yeah.
processes? How do you do it so fast?
Right. So what we did was we made specific positions for each person in our operation. Something you mentioned before we were talking is like a conveyor belt. What
Yeah.
I've always said, it was like an assembly line, right?
An assembly line. Yeah.
So we have specific roles within the company. I would say 6 people are completely 100% dedicated to new business. So what they do is they oversee our quotes email that we have and we give out to our realtor partners and our loan officer partners. So the minute that they get a contract, they send over the information, the address, the name, and we start shopping, right? If they have an issue with where they need the price to be, they tell us from the beginning, and then we do our best to go from there, right? It's just about, my whole thing was, okay, if you're working with an insurance agent and let's say they have a family emergency, their dog has to go to the vet, their mom died, God forbid, something.
Right.
Business is going to pause for them for a day, 2 days, right? I have 6 people who are trained to do that, and that's why we built a team to do this. I understand your business is critical and you need a, fast, quick to close. So everybody should be able to pick up where they left off,
Right.
if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So those people, we utilize our CRM, our database, things like that. Notes. My wife would be happy I said that.
Yeah.
Notes are so critical,
Right.
when dealing in the process and afterwards,
Yeah.
that if they leave the right notes, do everything right within the system, somebody can literally just pick up where they left off and finish the job for you.
I love that. So 6 people that are dedicated only
Correct.
for new business.
Yes.
And so this is how you can guarantee 2-hour quotes for people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now, do you have, when it comes to, I know you have like some really big mortgage lenders that partner with you and use you exclusively for insurance policies. Do you have someone dedicated just for them?
Great question.
Yeah.
So probably 6 years ago, we used to do that.
Right.
But then those guys got too big. It's a blessing for them. So what's cool about this business is
What guys got too big?
the mortgage brokers.
Okay, got it.
Where it was impossible to have one person dedicated to them. At the beginning, yes, we did that. When there's guys out there closing, maybe 10 million a year in production,
Right.
you can have one person dedicated to them, essentially, right? Hey, this is your person, this is your go-to. But the problem with that is, again, what happens if my guy, my girl is out that day? Business stops. I want somebody who's going to be able to pick up where you left off. So we stopped doing that because their teams grew.
Right.
So our teams had to grow. So now we just have all 6 of them. They're assigned to everybody. So they know everybody. What we do is, since we do have so many referral partners and every referral partner works differently, we kind of have like cheat sheets on what each specific partner wants and needs in order for the quote to function, in order to get the quote to them efficiently, if that makes sense.
Yeah. So what's a referral partner, Paul?
So a referral partner is a loan officer for me,
Okay.
right? So somebody who is closing mortgages, anybody closing 1 to 150 million a year, right? I have the guy just starting out to the seasoned guy who's been in it for years, or even who's just kicking off, right?
Right. Got it. So referral partners, the people that send you the business.
Correct.
Got
So
it.
a realtor, a lender, again, those are the 2 who really help my business grow.
And so internally, you have sort of like a cheat sheet for every referral partner. That way,
Exactly.
anyone in your business can just step in and right away see the cheat sheet, see what they want, see the criteria, and okay, let me go shop for
Exactly.
everything that they want.
Exactly correct.
Nice. I love
Some of our partners will say, hey, reach out to the client immediately, review everything with them. Some of them will say, hey, don't reach out to them yet until, we give you the green light. So
Right.
each one of them works differently, and we just need to know how they work. And we want to make sure we respect their rules, and this way, we don't look bad.
that. Yeah. Man, that's pretty amazing, dude. Yeah, it's a lot of things to. I'm like trying to wrap my head around, and so many questions in my head right now. But I think what I really want to know is, What does your entire structure look like?
Okay.
So like let's look at from like an operational standpoint. I'm guessing it's you and Dulce that are, CEO, CO,
Yes.
that both are at the top. You guys are
Exactly.
making the decisions, making the
Correct.
calls. And then what does your operation look like that?
So our
broken down?
operation, let's say from A to Z. So a new policy comes in, a new lead comes in, our new business team quotes it. Okay. When you're writing a lot of home, if you're in insurance, a lot of times the inspection will be done after the closing, right? Everybody that buys a house, most of them should. If they're not, they should be getting an inspection prior to closing, right? Well, that inspection unfortunately has nothing to do with the inspection the insurance company does, right? So let's be real. At the end of the day, insurance is a business.
Yeah.
And the insurance company, if your house burns down the next day, they got to cut you a check for $250,000. They have the right to review what they're insuring, right? So the law is they have 60 days to get off the risk, okay? So
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah. So if you close on a home, they don't do the inspection until money is due, right? So now money is due. They send out an inspector, and they say they don't like your roof. Hey, it's got too much granular loss, or hey, your siding is all molded, or your fascia is all messed up. You fix that, right? A lot of times these customers, they're first-time home buyers, they just spent all their money on the down payment. They don't have $15,000 to replace their roof, right?
Right.
So the way we look at it is we try to give them the best company at the best rate at the time. And if not, then we're going to offer you another company who we know is more lenient, right? As long as you're under our umbrella of Greenline. So that brings me to the next point is, okay, so we had our new business team. If it doesn't work out with company A, our underwriter steps in. So now we have two underwriters. We have our head underwriter and our junior underwriter, right? So his job is to just keep the business on the books. Because our pet peeve was, let's say we write a policy for you. We write it with company A. They want to cancel you because of your roof. You get the letter. You're all upset. You start calling new insurance agents. They write you now with company B. You send me a copy of the policy so I can backdate it and get you your money back, right?
Yeah.
And guess what? I have company B.
Right.
So that means I didn't do my job.
Right. You didn't follow up.
I didn't follow up. I didn't do my job. So there's a lot of agencies out there that just, they're churning and burning business, right? They're in a hamster wheel.
Right.
Okay. So with insurance, it's all about the snowball effect. So you're trying to keep the customer as long as you can. Okay?
Right.
Which leads me to role 3.
Right.
So you got your sales, your underwriter, and now you have your service team, which is going to deal with the day-to-day, sending people copies of their policies, updating mortgages, making payments, cross-selling. Cross-selling is big, cross-selling. Hey, now we have your home. We also offer auto, by the way. Now that you close, send us a copy of your auto policy. We can take a look. Okay, maybe save you some money there.
Yeah.
Maybe give you some bundle discounts. Service is big, right? If the customer's not happy with you, if you have a good price, but your service sucks, they're not going to stay with you.
No.
Right? So service. So 1, 2, 3 service. 4 retention. Okay. Insurance policies are usually about 12 months, right? Not about, but every home policy is 12 months. Some builder's risk policies are 12 months. Most auto policies are 6 months or 12 months.
Right.
Right. So about 45 days before you get a renewal offer, if you get a renewal offer, our team looks at it, reviews it, and remarkets it if it needs to be remarketed. Okay. So again,
what does that mean, remarketed?
Sure. So let's say I put you with company A. And you paid $1,000. Your policy is coming up for renewal. It's been 11 months now. On 12 months, your policy expires. Most of these policies are auto renewal, right? Most people who buy a house don't put more than 20% down, right? So they're escrowed. So their escrow account automatically pays that policy, right? So when they get this renewal, if they don't call us, if they don't complain, if we don't reach out to them, that policy automatically renews. It doesn't matter if it went from $1,000 to $3,000.
It renews automatically.
It renews automatically.
And you already have their payment information.
Yes,
or whatever?
exactly. Because it is most people are escrow billed, right?
Right.
So the
it just
mortgage
gets
company,
factored into the escrow.
So the
payment.
mortgage company is taking care of the insurance and the taxes, right?
Right.
So what happens is we look at the renewal offer, and if it goes up X amount of dollars, right? So if it was $1,000 and the renewal comes in and it's $3,000, well, that's a big jump, right? That's 200% increase.
Yeah.
So we're remarketing it, which means we're looking at new options. We're shopping it just as if it was a new business. And if we're able to find you something that's $1,500, yes, it's $500 more than you paid last year, but we just saved you $1,500, right?
Yeah.
So again, it's just keeping them with Greenline. Essentially, we are a broker. We have all the companies that we need to be successful in Texas. And, you know, we have some that some of the big companies don't have. We have some of the smaller companies that some companies don't have. So it's just about keeping that customer happy for as long as possible, right? So we have sales, underwriting, service and customer service, and retention.
Yeah.
Okay.
So in the retention at the end, let's say, you know, at the 11th month, then you need to shop that or market that that policy again. Then does it go back to the beginning again to sales, to the sales department?
Great question.
Yeah.
So that retention person takes care of it. So they're the sales team within the service team, if that makes sense.
Nice.
Because we need the salespeople selling.
Right.
Salespeople are generally not good at all the after stuff, right? So our salespeople, they sell the policy and they move on, right? So again, that's big with our referral partners because their business operates very similar to ours. A lot of our loan officers, they cater to realtors. Realtors send them the leads. Loan officers send us the leads. They want to close as many loans as possible. We want to sell as many insurance policies as possible, right? So in order to do that, they have to build a team.
Right.
If I have to talk to every policy or every customer that I sold,
you wouldn't be able to scale.
I wouldn't be able to do anything.
Right.
Exactly. So I have to, you know, delegate, right? One thing that I didn't touch on that helps everything go round, and without this, it's not possible. With that team being the size it is, people get paid, right? People happen to get paid. People need money to live.
Yeah.
So every 2 weeks, right, we pay biweekly. We have implemented a VA thanks to Vancom.
Yeah.
And shout out to Jesus over there.
Yeah. Jesus, shout out to Jesus, your VA.
Shout out to Jesus.
Yeah,
he's been nothing but great to us. He's been with us maybe a little bit over a year now.
Yeah.
And we have nothing but good things to say. But utilizing him to help us, because again, with the amount of policies we sell, each policy could trigger 2-3 different people getting paid, right? And different things. And now we got a title company check. I got to pay this insurance policy. I got to pay this commission to this agent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
Where does all the moving parts go?
Right.
He helps put this nice and pretty for me every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
We send it to our accountant.
Yeah.
Right.
And they take care of all the payments.
And they take care of all the payments.
Yeah.
Right.
That's incredible.
Exactly.
Yeah, and it's pretty incredible that, you know, this guy in Venezuela is able to do all of this and handle really like critical information, right? It's people's payments, right?
He's overseeing over $500,000 in transactions a month, easy.
Over $500,000 in transactions
a month.
That's incredible.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so, you know, Paul, I think this comes into like an excellent point, man. You know, a lot of people have hired virtual assistants and, you know, and a lot of people are not successful with it. And I think one of the things that makes us very successful is our ability to understand who's trustworthy and who isn't.
Right.
We have a couple of tools that we use. One of them is Culture Index. We're able to survey people and understand their personalities to know if someone is at their core hardwired to be really, there's one of the main points there is if someone wants to win so bad, typically they're willing to break the rules. And there's another indicator that tells me if they're willing to break the rules. And so whenever I'm finding someone like this for you, I want someone that's more of a team player that's going to ask for direction before. So they're not so much internally focused on their own success. They're more focused on the team success. Number one. Then number two, we also look at another indicator that tells me that they love the rules. They are hardwired to not break the law. They're hardwired to always follow the rules. And this is how I'm able to see, okay, this person, although they're in Venezuela and although the economy is the economy in Venezuela. He's able to be extremely trustworthy to handle all of these transactions for you. And I mean, I think the proof's in the pudding. He's been with you for what, over
a year now.
That's pretty incredible, man.
Over a year now. Yeah, it's all about structure, right? So what you're saying, whatever you're doing, keep doing it because it's working.
Yeah.
Right, because you're finding the right people.
Right.
It's just about having structure in place to them, right? If you have a VA, it's hard to wrap your head around being able to use somebody who's not in front of you, you can't talk to, right?
Right.
A lot of people still can't get a grip on that.
Right.
But it's just about setting the expectations, putting it on paper, right?
Right.
So I have rules for him to follow.
Right.
That he needs to look at this, and this before he asks me a question about this, right? Did he check these things? Okay. And again, he just sends me things when I need to review it, and if it looks good, I green light it, and we're good to go, right? But it's all about, like you said, the structure. He wants to make sure that it's right before we move forward.
I love that. Yeah. Some people need to have some sort of validation, and providing a framework like that, which is basically a simple checklist, right? Hey, go check this checklist, make sure it checks out before you come to me. Now you're buying back all your time.
Exactly.
Now the virtual assistant is being very effective in what they're doing.
Exactly.
And they're doing their job, and you have all your time that you need.
It was a big factor that I can say I'll credit a lot of it of giving me the extra push. To Jonathan, actually, to Chacon.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Why is that?
We were going on a trip I think we went to Nicaragua. Maybe it was 2 years ago now.
Oh, yeah.
Time's
I think I remember
going
that.
back too fast.
Wow. 2 years now.
2 years.
That's insane.
2 years. If
Still
not,
remember that.
maybe it was last year. I can't remember exactly. But he was telling me how he had used a VA and he had been with them for a long time. And I was just, picking his brain and saying, well, how do you do this? And how do you do that? And he's saying, yeah, man, you need to do that, bro. Yeah, you need to do that. And I mean, he was right, and Dulce was right. And it's just about finding somebody, putting the processes in place, knowing what the rules that they need to follow. And I can't even tell you, I probably bought back, probably more than 80 hours of my month.
Wow.
Just being able to do that, if not more.
At a fraction of the cost of what your time's worth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If I had to hire somebody in the States
Yeah.
at that, I mean, it would have to be somebody with like a accounting degree and this and that, and it would be a much more
A lot costlier,
lot costlier.
Yeah, not only just the salary that you have to consider when hiring someone in the States, but you have to consider things like taxes. You have to consider things like HR. You can't just fire and hire at will here in the U.S., right?
Correct.
There's certain labor laws that you have to follow. There's also things like
unemployment. You don't want
unemployment, workers' comp. For certain positions. There's what's the other one, man? It's just so much red tape.
Insurance. I mean, we
benefits.
Pay benefits. We pay
401ks, for W-2s. There's so many things to consider. And I mean, the cost of hiring someone here in the U.S. is exponential compared to someone overseas.
Yeah, the cost of living here is just nothing. It's in no comparison to what it is somewhere else.
Yeah. I just got back from Egypt, man, and a lot of my team is over there in Egypt. And the cost of living over there is a lot less than what it is here. A lot less. And just to put it into perspective, I went from Cairo to Ismailia, which is about an hour and 45 minutes away, on an Uber. An hour and 45 minutes on an Uber. How much would that cost me here?
Man, well, Uber Black.
Let's just say Uber Comfort, bro.
Uber Comfort.
Let's just say Uber Comfort. An hour and 45 minutes.
$250, $300.
Just about, right? Yeah. Guess how much it was over there?
$30.
$20.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. To go around the city 30 minutes anywhere was $2.
That's insane.
It is nuts. It's pretty nuts.
That is crazy.
I think that was kind of the biggest culture shock whenever I found the cost of living there. Every meal was $3. I bought a whole pizza with salmon on top of it and all these blah blah blah. $3.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, the cost comparison is crazy, right? And so then it kind of goes to show, right, where we can go and find some really great talent in other parts of the world and be able
Exactly.
to pay them very well compared to what the
Their
average
cost of
salary is there.
yeah.
Yeah, because I would say I pay them more than most of even other call centers pay them. So we pay them very well, and they're very happy working with
Yeah,
us.
and just to give Vancom even more credit, where credit is due, is this was my second VA. So I actually did try it out maybe 3 years ago,
Yeah.
and they were supposed to be doing our welcome calls, right? So somebody closes on a house, we call them 3 days later. Hey, we have received title company check. Have you signed your DocuSign? Things like that. And maybe the protocols and stuff weren't there, so I do blame myself, and stuff. But I think that there's the talent that we have got from VAMCON to this one's more of a referral for me. This one was actually in Colombia.
Yeah.
Okay. The quality is not even remotely the same.
Yeah. I mean, we go through a lot of people, bro.
Yeah, and this was somebody who graduated college over there and this and that. So
yeah, but it's really easy to make a really nice, pretty resume. It's even easier to, or I would say it's maybe not easier, but it's very simple to, or if someone practices, I call them career interviewees. And from my experience, a lot of them are in the Philippines. They interview so well, bro. The people in the Philippines, they're phenomenal in the interviews. Like they're just gonna wow you. 3 days later, they suck.
Wow.
It's crazy, dude. And that's just been my experience, and I've hired a lot of Filipinos.
Well, that happens here too.
Yeah.
So, that happens here too.
Yeah.
You have somebody come in and interview and you're like, man, they're awesome. Now they're like 60 days in, and you're like, I don't know if this is going to work.
I don't know about this. Yeah. So we have certain, just like you have systems and processes in your company to make sure that you have retention. We have certain systems and processes in our business also to make sure that we test these people before they get placed, and then also to ensure that they're going to perform in the actual role, right? Creating clear roles, clear responsibilities, putting them through the fire faster.
Correct.
Simple things that we do. Set expectations, all these things. So important. So, man, I love it, bro. I mean, it sounds like you have an amazing business model, and I think you have a lot of great things going for you. I think, you were talking earlier and you mentioned something about help if there's a new insurance agent out there right now and they need help and they want to have someone like you help them out. What can you do for like a new agent out there?
Sure. So that's a part of our business that we had actually put on pause for a little bit, just because I felt like I didn't have the time, the manpower. Now we have, our VAs, our utilizations of somebody helping us with commissions, with things like that, because it can get very tricky. And like I said, lots of transactions.
Yeah.
So us over here at Greenline, we have all the contracts with all these companies, right? So if you are an Allstate agent who is struggling, or you're trying to leave Allstate, or maybe you're working at a farmer's agency or something like that, and you're wanting to try the independent world, and you already have your network, right? Because a lot of people, get on social media and hey, I sell this much business. Okay, but are you the source? Are you the lead source? Or is that business being fed to you by somebody else, right? So if you have your own lead sources and you're ready to jump ship and you don't know what to do, reach out to us. You've been in the business for a while. Now something like I said, we don't do is we don't take brand new people. Hey, you're trying to start out, right? And you're trying to open up your own agency, things like that. We want somebody who is having trouble getting access to markets, and that's something that we can help facilitate for them.
What does that mean, access to markets?
Sure. So if you want to sell with Progressive, and you're having trouble getting appointments and things like that with them, meaning a contract to sell with them, you don't have access to them, that's where you can come with us, come under our green line, and we can do a split like that, right? If that makes sense. Because with insurance, nowadays the hardest thing is getting access to companies. Okay. So if it's not the hardest state in the U.S., it's got to be the second. Florida probably being the first, but getting access to carriers, right? Carriers don't want
to be able to sell them.
to be able to sell them.
Yeah.
Exactly. They don't want to appoint you. They have enough agents. They don't want any more business. They're oversaturated,
Right.
which has led us to the market we're in, right? That's
Right.
why, things are very expensive. Insurance has skyrocketed, things
Right.
like that.
Right. And so you have access to these contracts because what's like if someone's brand new and they wanted to approach someone like Allstate Progressive, what kind of monthly premiums do they need to be making to be
So
able
they have to make promises, right? So it could be anywhere between 50,000 a month, 100,000 a month. If they don't have that volume to commit to them, then they're not even going to
can't
pay
get it.
attention to them.
Right,
Exactly.
right.
So where we have that volume or we are able to spread that volume, over different companies, we can help people, plug them in and get them going much faster than they'd be able to on their own.
Got it. Got it. I mean, apart from the contracts and apart from access to these carriers, it seems like you have really tight processes, right?
Yes.
And so, like, what kind of other infrastructure are you like providing for, let's say, a new insurance agent?
Sure. So systems and processes.
Right.
We've practiced and we've used all the different softwares out there, right? So it's been through trial and error. So if you're not sure on what CRM, what management system to use, what rater, right? Sometimes people don't want to go and quote 20 different quotes for the same house. I have to go in through A, B, C, D. We can use a rater, right? So we have the software where we can plug it into one system and it'll shoot out the 20 different quotes.
What's a rater?
So a rater is, let's put it in, simple means. I'm trying to quote a house. I put it in an address and that system is going to pump that address into 20 different websites and give me a ballpark rate of what the rate should be.
Got it.
Is it a perfect system? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
But it helps you save a lot of time, especially when you're newer and you don't know what each company's niche is.
Yeah.
You're not having to go and quote 20, 30 companies for one house.
Right.
You're getting a ballpark figure of what that should be. And this way, hey, I got a price indication of 6,000 over here. I got a price indication of 2,000 over here. I'm not going to go in and fine tune that 6,000 one. I'm going to go into that 2,000 one and fine tune it and do that. I'm not going to waste my time over here.
Got it. So it gives you kind of like a ballpark right off the bat.
Correct.
So you can go in and fine tune it. Now, when they go and fine tune it, is it like in that specific website now with that specific carrier?
Correct.
Nice. Okay, cool.
Yes, exactly. That's the thing. So when you're coming from captive to independent, when you're captive, you have to learn.
Captive?
Captive is you're a farmer's agent, you're an Allstate agent, you're a State Farm agent.
Because you're captive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you're locked in. You're locked into that one company.
You're
right?
an inmate.
Yes. You're held captive. You
Yeah.
got the handcuffs on.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you're at the mercy of that big company.
Right.
And essentially, you have to learn their way of doing business
Yeah.
and their system.
Right.
Okay. And with independent, what is a little bit trickier is now I don't have to learn one system. I have to learn 30 systems. Right?
Got it. What's the difference between Goosehead and your company?
Well, Goosehead is a great company.
Yeah.
I mean, they have built a phenomenal, gigantic company, right? What I would say the difference is they're probably 15 years ahead of me, 15 years ahead of us, right?
Yeah.
So essentially, yes, we would love to follow in that steps, right?
Yeah.
The difference is we're still small enough to be a handshake away, right? We're not, I think they went IPO a couple of years ago, right? But we're still a handshake away from where I'm going to go meet with my partners. That's the thing. Like all my partners know who I am.
Yeah.
They have my phone number. And I answer the phone for my partners.
Right. Yeah.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
It just like so one thing that I always see, I go to these networking event and there's like a million Goosehead agents at the event, right?
Right.
So how do they get business? How is someone able to choose who to do business with when there's so many of them? It's like almost oversaturated.
So it goes back to the same thing that it's just simply as it's a relationship based business. Okay. We have the same companies that they have.
Yeah.
They have the same companies we have.
Yeah.
We're no different.
Right.
They're on this side of the street and we're on that side of the street, right? If they charge some fees, we might charge some fees. But at the end of the day, it's having that trust with your referral partner, right?
Yeah.
Knowing that they're going to be there and backing you up when you need it, knowing that hey, I mean, I have some partners. Now, I'm not saying to go do this, but if you have something and you need it at 10 o'clock at night because you're in a time crunch and you're a partner and you call me, I know you're calling me for a reason,
Right.
right?
Right.
So I'm not going to just ignore you, and I'll get it done for you.
Right.
We're still small enough to where we can do that.
Yeah. That's something that I will say this. I mean, if you're working with just one goosehead agent, it's different versus dealing with 6
Right.
people on your sales team.
You're on vacation, then hey, I know that they can pass people off to their team or things like that, but this is the same team you're going to always work with. So like you said, essentially we are assigning somebody to companies.
Yeah.
But it's 6 people.
It's 6 people instead of 1.
You got 6 people now.
Yeah.
Not 1. You got 6 people assigned to you.
Yeah, that's nuts, man.
Right?
That's a really great way to structure business to be able to guarantee that speed,
Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, there's a lot of people that pitch this, right? And they say, oh, I'll give you a quote in X amount of hours and the binder, blah, blah, blah. But like you said, what happens when they go on
You're
vacation?
going to be overwhelmed too.
Yeah.
You can only do so much business. So that's where that model kind of falls.
Yeah. There's no scalability.
There's no scalability
Right.
because you can sell. All right, you got one partner who's doing 30 deals a month.
Mm-hmm.
Can you handle 2 that do 30 deals a month?
Yeah.
Maybe. Can you do 3? Absolutely not.
No, it falls apart.
Yeah, it falls apart.
It's not time
Otherwise,
enough.
you build your own team, and then hey, you're just growing your own business at that point.
Right. And at that point, they might as well just come talk to Paul Garcia.
Yes, absolutely.
Paul Garcia has the infrastructure.
Yes, talk to us at Greenline. That's we're building that out. We're gonna one of those positions that we're gonna bring on pretty soon is a trainer.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody who's gonna be assigned to train how to quote with each company, all our systems and processes for those new agents.
Yeah, man, that's pretty amazing. I think we covered a lot, huh?
We did.
Yeah. We talked about the recruiting you recruit new insurance agents, your relationship with mortgage lenders, and all the team that you've built. The structure of everything.
Right.
Which I think I love business and I love talking about organizational structure, systems, and processes. When I started in business about 6 years ago, one of the main things that I wanted to find out was how the hell do you structure business, right? Because this needs to be an assembly line, like you said.
Correct.
It needs to be where people have clearly defined roles and responsibilities so that I can focus on the big picture things, right? Or go and make the big sales, right? There's no way that I can scale business without other people and clearly defined roles. And so I think, you guys have done that, and now I have to talk to Dulce to find out how she did it.
Yes, you have to do that because she's the brains behind all the systems and processes. And something that I wanted to touch on that we did also implement a couple years ago was we hired a business development, right?
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, we want the business to be bigger than myself, bigger than Dulce, right?
Yeah.
And kind of follow in those steps of those bigger companies where I'm not the face, Dulce is not the face. It's a company. I'm going to do business with Greenline.
Right.
The partners will know who you are.
Yeah.
But maybe not necessarily every single customer, right?
Right.
So that's where we hired a business development, and essentially their job is to go out and bring new relationships. And what do they sell? They sell the fact that we're bringing you a team of 6 people. So yes, I got a team for you. It's 6 people who are dedicated to you and get you those quotes within 2 hours. And so essentially they're going out, they're marketing themselves as an agent, right? But they're not the ones sitting there having to quote everything.
Right.
Whereas the other model you are.
Right. I love that. So now what is your role now in the business, and what is Dulce's role?
So Dulce's role, she's head of pretty much all HR, all operations, all processes and things like that. I deal with more of the accounting, right? So I deal with Jesus. I still train all the new business team, all the sales team. I still know and can run circles around them. I'd like to think I can, at least. As far as like quoting, right? Knowing what company wants what, knowing the niche. Oh, you got a 2024 house, it's new construction. Where is it? Oh, it's in Brazoria County. Oh, put it over here.
Yeah.
They want it.
Got it.
Okay. Oh, this is an older home. It's a 1975, but it's got a new, put it over here, this company. They're going to give them a good rate.
Got it. So do you also handle like sales and marketing?
Sales and marketing, no. That's where we brought in business development. Kendi, she's been with us for 2 years, I think, maybe.
So before she was there, who was before?
Oh yeah,
Kendi was it?
Yeah. It was all me and Dulce. Yeah.
So both of you guys were both doing
Correct.
sales, yeah.
Yeah.
Driving
We were.
sales.
I mean, yeah. 2020, 2021, there's times when the sun would be coming up and I would still be awake quoting because it was a great problem to have.
Yeah.
But we didn't have that team of 6 in place. So our model was we went out and got as much business as we could.
Mm-hmm.
But then if we couldn't, how do you say it? We couldn't respond on that. We couldn't deliver on those quotes within 2 hours. Then what was the point of getting all that business, right?
Right.
So we had to build our infrastructure
Right.
before we went out and got more.
Right. Got it.
We had the problem that we had too many leads. So we couldn't handle them.
It's a great problem to have.
Exactly.
Though. Right. Yeah. It's better to have too many leads than to be like worrying about where your next deal is going to come from.
Correct.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's incredible, dude. So out of the 6 million in premiums that you have this year, how many are coming? Like where's all this business coming from now?
Sure. So this business is all probably, I would say, over 90% is coming from our referral partners, and more specifically, loan officers, lenders. Okay.
Got it.
So we work with, like I said, everybody from the small fish to the big whales.
Yeah.
But what's good about us is we've been able to lock in the big whales.
Yeah.
So there's other people who I approach and say, hey, you know so-and-so and so-and-so and so-and-so. Oh, yeah, they're my competition. Well, guess what? They utilize me for insurance. They utilize us for insurance.
Yeah.
Why aren't you?
Right.
Right?
What are they going to say at that point?
Exactly.
Right?
So, this guy. Yeah, I know them. Oh, they take some of my deals. And this and that. Well, they're using us for insurance.
Right.
And
The
so
reason why they're taking some of your deals, buddy, is because they're using Greenline Insurance and they get their binders in 30 minutes after 2 hours of their quotes.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love that.
That's what it is.
I love that, dude. Dude, well, man, I had so much fun talking about all this with everything. Is there any last thing that you want to talk about?
No, I want to thank you for having us, or for having me.
Yeah.
Like I said, without Vancom, I wouldn't have been able to do the things that I love. Where I'm able to spend time with my kid now because it's giving me time back. I'm able to wake up with him at 6 in the morning and swing that bat, or go to my daughter's gymnastics competitions, right? Pick her up from practice, things like that.
Yeah.
And now I know that if I need another one, I need 2, I need 3, I know where to go.
Yep.
And I know that the quality of that person is going to be there, right? So if I want to grow my business and deliver on that business when I'm bringing on new agents, and I want to make sure that they get paid on time and they get paid correctly, things like that, I have the infrastructure and the virtual assistants in place to do that.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to help you out, man. Anytime you need another virtual assistant, or you need anything else with automating, or even AI, dude, I'd love to talk to you some more about AI. There's a lot of great things that can be done, and that can be easily done by AI as well, instead of even a virtual assistant.
I've seen some of those phone calls or something where they have like assistants. You don't even answer your phone.
Man, it is scarily accurate, bro.
It's crazy.
And really all it takes is just understanding your product and the frequently asked questions, a memory bank, and you piece it all together, and then this AI just takes it and runs with it.
Right.
It is scarily how accurate it is, and now, like, a lot of the times you could even program an AI to like say things like like, so it can sound more human-like, right? Because a robot's not gonna say these things, right?
They know what they're gonna say before we do.
Right, exactly. But being able to program that and say, hey, make sure you say these filler words, it's scary,
Incredible.
dude. Yeah. The future seems really bright with AI.
Yeah, and if you don't utilize it, you're just gonna get left behind, unfortunately.
Everyone's gonna get left behind, whoever doesn't use AI. Right. So I would definitely start recommending every business owner to start looking into that. Dude, I use ChatGPT, 20 times a day.
Yes.
It's so important for business, and so many different things you can do with it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but man, thank you so much for everything, Paul. I think you're probably one of the best here for anyone that's a mortgage lender that wants fast service, on time, best quotes. Reach out to Greenline Insurance. Paul, how can someone find out more about you if they want to do business with you, or maybe someone's a new insurance agent and they want to come work with you?
Sure.
How can they reach out to you?
So you can reach out to us on our site. Okay, so it's Greenline Insgroup TX.com. Okay. You can find me on Instagram, send me a message there. I think it's Paul_Greenline.
Okay.
Or you can find us on Instagram as a company, Greenline INS Group.
Yeah.
Something like that. It'll come up. It's the little house with the green arrow around it.
Yeah, You can't miss it. Yeah, the greenhouse.
Exactly.
Cool. Well, thank you so much, Paul. I had a blast, and yeah, this is a great episode.
It was a blast, man. Thank you.
Thank you so much, bro. Yes, sir.
Appreciate it.
Oh, that was fun, dude. That was amazing.